You have a flyer that gives you all the facts that you need to speak to your candidates. You are now the Political Action Committee. You are the grassroots movement that it's going to take to save the film incentives here in Michigan. So I want to see show of hands. How many of you are willing to make one phone call to your representative with this information? One, just one phone call. Okay, make two phone calls. Make lots of phone calls, but yeah, okay, so you're going to do that. Great. So that is the intention, is that when you come out of this event today, you are motivated, you are inspired, you are remembering how fabulous it has been since 2008, when every politician in Lansing voted to create these film incentives. Every one of them, political, bipartisanship in its finest, except for one. That one person shall go unnamed at the moment. But we're asking our politicians to set aside politics, to please return to that golden era of yesteryear, when politicians worked together on behalf of the state, on behalf of the people who want to work in this industry. They laid it out there and they did it, and they can do it again. And that's what we want them to do, is stop thinking about political agendas. Start thinking about jobs and the people in Michigan who want them, who hold them right now. If you kill the film incentive, you kill the industry here. And we just got to say something about that. Yeah. No way. Okay. All right, so now, in the next few minutes, you are going to hear from people who have actually benefited from the film incentives. And I want to start off with, let's see, who is here? Stacia Savage. I'm going to jump to you, kiddo, because I know you have a time thing. Okay, Stacia Savage, this hot young thing, is from IATSE, Local 26. She works with production crew, and I want you to talk, Stacia, a little bit about the impact that the incentives have had on your union here, okay?
Well, I am thrilled to talk about the impact that we've had on the local crews and the workforce here in West Michigan, because as I look across the audience here, I see a lot of my members. I see people that have worked on films with us, and yeah, they're saying go Local 26, but you know what? We are film production in West Michigan. I mean, this is it right here. And this is a small group, but I certainly hope that you and the press and everyone else is here that can take this message back to your friends and neighbors that we want these incentives to stay in place. Because we have the best crews, the best talent, the best locations. We are Film West Michigan. And I gotta tell you, Local 26 members and all the other people who have worked out on films there, we have directly seen the impact personally of how this is affecting us. We have seen people who are for the first time in their lives getting health insurance, people who are actually creating retirement accounts that actually have money in them, with employer money, not your own money, money that the employers give you to directly affect you and support your livelihood someday when all of us retire and hopefully fly off to wonderful warm locations that are a little bit sunnier than it is today. But it's directly affecting every single one of us, and it's amazing. 4 years ago, here in West Michigan, there weren't a lot of people that were making a living in the film and commercial industry. There were maybe a handful of them, and some of you are here today, and you know, we kind of all know who you are, but today, 2 years later, just 2 years after signing these incentives, there are hundreds of more people working and making a living. I have people working today over at DeVos Hall. I have people working at Van Andel Arena. What's Wrong with Virginia? Touchback. Obviously, the big one, 30 minutes or less. I mean, we need 10 more films just like that one to keep the rest of you employed and to keep you all creating and doing the craft that you love, whether you're behind the scenes or in front of the camera. But we can make a living, and we've proven it over the last 2 years. Right, good point. Restaurants, caterers. There's tons of people out there who are now making a living. I guess pretty much all I can say is that the film incentives and the passing of this bill here in Michigan has had the largest financial impact on our industry in decades. Absolutely decades. I mean, them building the arena here, that was great. But nothing has brought jobs and more industry to this area than these movies. I was at a meeting a couple months ago, and somebody pretty much summed it up. And I know many of you have heard me say this before, but it's like you got a big truck, right? And it's got big roll-up doors on the side, and you load that truck full of money. 1 million, 2 million, 20 million. You just load it up with cash. And then you drive into somebody's community, West Michigan, Grand Rapids, and you roll open those doors, and you just start throwing it out the window. I mean, that is seriously what is happening in our community, and it's going directly to you, and you, and you, and you, and you, and everybody standing out here. So take that message back to your friends and neighbors, take it to your legislators, take it to the polls, and encourage them to keep these incentives in place. Keep them, let them run their course. I hear it's a 5-year plan. Let it run its course 5 years. Louisiana did it, New Mexico did it, lots of other states did it, and it's a calculated risk that will bring you guaranteed results. So keep film alive in Michigan. Thank you.